Welcome back to News Insight. Philip, I noticed that in this country we don't like opposition. Everybody that seems to be talking for Peter Obi before have now rescinded their support. I mean, it's glaring, including those that were henchmen in the party. Is it that opposition should collapse and everybody should have their way? Nigerians should have an option to choose what they want, at least from two, you know? It's very obvious, whether from the banking industry to politics. Peter Obi is being isolated one way or the other. But I like him because his voice is still very strong. Even at the sound of his voice, the government quivers. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you see, this happens, in society, only in society where democracy is not entrenched in the scheme of things. This is why we live in a society where people's business are surrounded with government dealings and relationships. Where if you are not in tune or you are not favored by the government, your business can crumble. The government can, with a stroke of the pen, your business is gone. So people are being cautious. People don't do this because they want to isolate Obi or because they don't believe in Obi anymore or they don't like him anymore. But it is, what we call it, is self-preservation that has led to this. Yes, it's true. Obi is being isolated. There's an instance, we read about that. There was a business conference in Rwanda, Dangote and all some banking industry, captain of industry, the henchmen of the banking industry, they were all there. Obi is a banker, he was in the banking industry. He has a lot of friends within the industry.
He still has shareholders. Yeah. He's still a shareholder.
But what happened when they got to Rwanda? His closest friend, they were distancing themselves from him because they don't want the present government to see, or the spies of the government to see them with Obi, because they wouldn't know what they will report back to the government, and they want to protect their business. But it's a very sad situation. It's not, you see, we need to wake up. We Nigerians, Africans need to wake up that, look, even the government itself should be able to be kind-hearted and big-hearted to accommodate opposition.
That's if they are doing what is right.
Yes, so whether they are doing, they should be able to accommodate opposition. Not that.
That's what I'm telling you. One of the main reasons people don't accommodate opposition is because they are not doing what is right.
So that people, you don't gag people to do your way against their own way.
All right. Honorable Eli, how can we come out of this kind of politics? We know there are politics and there is economy. The economy in developed countries, I've always said it, right above politics. But in Nigeria, the political circle controls the economy, so that if you are not in their political circle, they can grind you. How can we change this narrative?
By electing the right people, right?
But we thought someone like Tinubu was right. Let me give you some of his statistics. A human rights, a politician, activist, a Democrat. We thought he should have had a big heart to learn more or to accommodate people.
That is your thought. If you're expecting me to wake up in the morning and tell you good morning, and I'll develop the habit of not greeting you good morning, you should be able to know how to live with me so that there will be peace. I want to correct one impression here that Peter Obi is being isolated. No, I disagree. Being isolated by certain people for their personal security and
people that used to work with him.
No, I disagree. The masses, if Peter Obi should come to Central Market, what do you call it? Wholesale market today, and then our Senate president or Wike come the other side of it, I want to assure you that from my little observation, there's every tendency that Peter Obi could get more of the crowd.
That English you spoke just remind me of somebody. Say, I want to assure you. Okay.
So how it is done is this. You see, like we all know, we use government apparatus to witch hunt our presumed enemies. And it's as a result of insincerity. If you know that you are doing the right thing, and you don't have anything to hide in your skeleton. James Hardy Chase wrote a book and titled it that the guilty are always afraid. All right? That the guilty are always afraid. If your hands are clean and clear, why bothering, why leaving what you are doing and begin to watch who are associating? So I think, like he has rightly said, Peter B still speaks and people hear, even the government listen. He should just not be distracted. Let him be focused. And then everybody have right to protect his or her business and interest. Dangote is one Nigerian that had dined with all politicians. I've never seen Dangote coming up openly to support a political party or a candidate. In every election anyway, we all know that he give out assistance in his own capacity to all people that emerge and are looking for a particular office. So the issue of Peter Obi is not, they are not associated. I don't think they are staying away from him because he's bad or he has some record that will affect them, like associating with somebody that either is a thief or he's a killer. No, that is not the issue. We all know why. They are trying to protect their interests so that the government, I'm not saying the president, so that the people in power will not begin to presume them as their enemy. Because in Africa, when I take you to the police, already I'm like your enemy. It will be difficult for us to reconcile. But in the normal society, if I have disagreement with you or misunderstanding, and we cannot agree, the police, if they are on neutral ground, are supposed to be people I could report matter to so that they can settle us. So the people that are staying away from P2B today, as beginning to observe, are not doing it because, I don't think they are doing it because P2B has become a very bad person. They are doing it because of the fear of what the government will do to them. Yes.
All right. Philip, is there a sustainable way of democracy, especially when the government in power hunts down or witch hunts anybody that associates with opposition? Will it sustain democracy?
It's a straight answer to that. It's in the negative. It can't sustain democracy. What is government in the first place? Government is an institution saddled with the responsibility of formulating policy that give enabling environment for businesses to thrive. There is no government if there is no economy. How do we say the country is advanced? It's when the economy fails, it becomes a failed government. So I think that the government of the day should be big-hearted enough.
They should harness.
To allow opposition. We have said it here that opposition is an export to government because you don't see your shortcomings. They bring it before you. It's on the public space so that you can make corrections. Okay? But the reverse is the case. Like I said, in Africa, the government apparatus are used to hunt down the passive enemy, whether genuinely or not. You see, you cannot separate governance from economy, because when government made policy that are not favorable, the economy will crumble.
Yes.
But if
it will suffer.
Yes. If the government make good policy, it
will blossom.
Donald Trump was sworn in less than 72 hours ago, and you see the economy is rebounding because of the pronouncements the policy is coming out with.
Like there's a new wave.
Exactly. There's
and trust.
Yes. The businessmen are today, well, we can put our investment here, we are sure of results. Okay? But a situation where government will not see anybody speak against his policy, then the people will be afraid to do business when you cannot speak what you think is right. So I think our government should be more accommodating. They should see themselves as the father of the nation, because you are the head of the state, for the state crying out loud. You put yourself forward that you want to serve the people. You should be seen serving the people rather than destroying the people. Okay? Yeah. So in case of Obi, and like he said, yes, it's a few individuals actually isolated themselves because of their selfish interest. Selfish interest. The masses
are
They are
still
still
with Obi.
Yes.
We can. That's palpable.
Even in this article, we've been accused of being Obi TV station.
But we are not.
But we are being
We are being
very
analytical
objective.
here.
We are saying that this how things to be.
Yeah.
This one of these analysis where Obi, when you say Obi finally speaks out on this issue. Yes, because we expected leader to speak, but nobody speaks.
So sometimes, Eli, it looks as if there are some matters that some leaders think we should not talk about. They are not important, especially issues that concern common men.
Exactly. Before, like, just give me 1 second. You see, they don't speak because they don't want to offend those who are in power.
So who should you?
And they call themselves opposition.
Exactly. Who should you be talking for?
Leader.
Is it the people or not to offend someone? Governance is about the people. What
And
do you-
leadership is about the
It's
people.
about the people.
That is why I tried to, from the beginning, I said we have not lost anything. The government interest should be the people, not themselves, you know. And then I'm beginning to understand that Nigerians are becoming more and more enlightened. I want to believe that in a very short time from now, the people you think you can maneuver and manipulate will begin to stand
To
their
rise
ground,
up.
to defend to vote and defend their votes. I think one of the reasons why people were not voting is because we felt if we vote, they will announce what they like.
The vote will not pass.
And then people and nothing will happen. But with the way they, you know, when you press a man too much to the wall, you will force him to fight back. All right. And so, and let me tell you one other thing. If I'm afraid of saying something in this studio today because you probably have
Will not be offended.
you have the ticket to my next meal, all right? I may pretend to be fooled by your wickedness or your ways just to have my meal, but after the meal, I could bounce back and face you.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
our politicians should
10
understand
seconds. Yeah.
that we have a right, and they should understand that the people know what they want now, and they should allow, like he has rightly said, if opposition is not inciting any violence against the sitting government, allow opposition to
to
because
speak.
if you are wise, you will hear from even the foolish person that is before you.
All right. This is our takeaway. The tax payers' money is what keeps the government running. The government didn't come by themselves. The people voted the government there. So let it always be about the people. Look at the health sector. Look at the educational sector. Look at all sectors that affects the common person and attend to it. Obi has been speaking up. We need more people in the
More
opposition,
voices.
more voices, not just to speak because they want to speak. Speak on issues that concerns the
Objectively.
common people. We'll be right back on News Insight.